everyone, I'm here with Sara. Sara, what do you do at Wellabe?
I am the Chief Investment Officer here at Wellabe.
What are some key skills that have contributed to success in your career?
First and foremost would be having a sense of humor. Secondly, resilience. I'd throw organization in there. And the last one, I think this is really important, is simplification. We have a way of making things really complicated a lot of the times, but I don't think that that is usually the case, and we just have a way of making it so.
If you could go back and give your younger self advice, what would it be?
It will all work out. Sometimes believing that has to be enough to keep you moving forward with something.
What have been some key challenges you faced as a woman in a leadership role?
By far the biggest challenge that I faced in a leadership role was motherhood. I had kids later in life, and I was so used to my time being my own, so that shift of my time not being my own was a really big deal for me. And how I dealt with that was, of course, back to my humor, but also some tears, especially in the beginning. And I am very fortunate to have a really supportive husband who has also helped me to get to where I am in a leadership role.
How do you approach challenges in your leadership role?
The first thing I do when I come across a challenge is I step back and I ask myself a question. Is this a real challenge or obstacle, or is it an imagined one? Back to one of the things that I think is really important, simplification. It's easy to have a tendency to overcomplicate something. And if you can break something down into its parts, like a challenge, you'll generally find that the pieces of the challenge are much simpler and much more straightforward.
Do you have a quote you live by?
I do. That quote is, "You don't need more time, you need more focus." I try to put my work into the buckets of prioritize, make decisions, and execute. But it's important to remember that that is an iterative loop. You can't just blindly march forward. You have to stop and look around every once in a while.
Who's an influential woman you look up to?
Melinda French Gates is an influential woman that I look up to. Several years ago, I read her book, Moment of Lift, and Melinda is a big advocate for women's and girls' rights. She goes all over the world and spends time with women and girls, understanding their problems, understanding that she can help, or how she can help. I really like Melinda because she's not a super flashy person. That resonates a lot with me. But what she does do is she uses her platform as one of the world's wealthiest women to try to influence and change the lives of women and girls around the world.